his investments and selling them off for a huge profit. He's increased his wealth up to $20 million while driving up housing costs for you. I'm Will Rollins. I approve this message because it's time we hold Ken Calvert and corrupt politicians in both parties accountable for driving up housing costs.
There were 5 brothers. One had his struggles. I miss him every day. Addiction doesn't care if you're Republican or Democrat. It's a disease affecting millions, and it's personal for me. That's why I've spent my life helping others. In Congress, my first priority is solving the fentanyl epidemic. Washington divides us, but there's more that unites us. Randy was my brother. I'll try being yours as well. I'm Scott Baugh, and I approve this message.
I think it's entirely different being a police officer now.
Because of George Gascon's policies, which George Whitesides supports. His financial support for George Gascon
Has caused that crime to continue and worsen.
everyday average working Americans. We're the ones that are at risk.
If you just want a safe community, which all of us do, it's a no-brainer. George Whitesides should go nowhere near a public office.
Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
I remember it so clearly. When Roe was overturned,
I watched the mega politicians celebrate,
knowing they could finally pass an abortion ban nationwide.
And Mike Garcia was one of them.
Garcia supported banning abortion with no exceptions.
I am pro-life without exception.
The MAGA Republicans would undo abortion protections in California and let politicians control our personal decisions.
I am pro-life without exception.
I'm George Whitesides, and I approve this message.
Here's what voting yes on 35 means. It trains more doctors, more nurses, more EMTs to make it easier to get an appointment and get wait times down. Vote yes on 35 so patients get the care they need when they need it.
Good morning, I'm Glenn Walker in for Frank Buckley. Dozens of people linked to a neo-Nazi group arrested in the San Fernando Valley. Those details just ahead.
Good morning, I'm Omar Lewis, live in LA's Beverly Grove neighborhood as Southern California's Jewish community rings in Rosh Hashanah with added security. Coming up, we'll tell you how local law enforcement is increasing patrols at synagogues all across our area.
And good morning, I'm Annie Rose Ramos. Prosecutors providing our fullest picture yet of their 2020 election case against former President Donald Trump. We're talking over 100 pages here released by the judge just weeks before the election. The details we're learning from them coming up.
And good morning, I'm Megan Tellison for Jessica Holmes. Some Southern California drivers could be eligible for a payment linked to an alleged gas price gouging settlement. What you need to know just ahead.
Hey, good morning. I'm Jeremy Parsons. The moms who raised some of today's biggest stars are gracing the cover of Glamour magazine. It's actually a very cool issue. We'll hear from them a little later. Plus, Cedric the Entertainer has a brand new novel. He'll be here live to tell us about that. And later this morning, author Nicholas Sparks joins us in studio. That's all coming up.
All right, we closed off the month of September with big-time heat. We continue that way all the way through the beginning of October. Pretty cloudy, foggy, hazy at the beaches. The beaches are going to be comfortable. Beautiful weather at the beaches. You can expect those highs in the mid-70s. But once you get inland, you're going to be hitting into the triple digits once again. There you go. 73 coastal. Downtown Los Angeles, 88. San Fernando Valley, 102 degrees this afternoon. 101 in the high desert. Same thing for the Inland Empire. Orange County inland at about 86 degrees. Let's go to Ginger with traffic.
Yeah, we have so many things that we have to cover, but there is a tiny bit of good news. You know, we're still waiting for the official word from the CHP about how much longer for the outstanding signal on the 14 freeway. Remember, we are talking about the northbound side at Avenue G, and it's been those 2 right lanes that have been closed because we're talking about not just a crash with a semi, but debris in lanes as well. You move farther to the south, and the ride through the Sepulveda Pass is still busy. Here it is. 5 South at Garfield canceled the signal to reopen up those lanes. We're hoping for a slightly better ride on a day like this with it being Rosh Hashanah. However, even though this is all clear, you see it, those heavy delays remain. I do like Telegraph Road, especially going southeast. I just feel like it's a pretty good one. Heading northwest, that's a little bit more of a tough ride because a lot of people are taking that as an alternate. But at least we can say cancel this outstanding signal in a really busy spot. You have the 605 and 10 east to the 60 and 10 east to the 605 south back to the 5 as well. You have some options at least. We'll keep our eyes on all these things. I'll send it back to you, Glenn.
All right. Thank you, Ginger.
You got it.
Police are increasing patrols around local synagogues today as the Jewish holiday Rosh Hashanah.